All right, guys, welcome to the CryoFX YouTube channel. Today's quick video is going to be instructing you how to properly diagnose one of your Spark machines. Doesn't have to be one of these models, but just any Spark machine. How to diagnose it so that whatever company, whether it's us or anybody else that you take this Spark machine to or you contact because it doesn't work, ultimately, they're gonna ask you a set of questions. And if you have this information prepared, for some companies like us, it's required. We're gonna ask you every one of these questions. So by following this video or any other company that asks you these questions, you can have your information ready to submit to them. You're gonna be one step ahead of everybody else that just claims that they have a problem with their Spark machine, it doesn't work, it's a warranty issue, so on and so forth. Let me be the first to tell you that 9 times out of 10, it's actually going to be an operational issue. I know that's not what you wanna hear, but these are very complex machines. Realistically, they're simple, but for our terms, they're complex. Why? Because in dealing with special effects, typically you have pyro or you have cryo or you have something where it's just an on and off valve, some type of gas or liquid that's going in and out, and it's pretty easy to diagnose. These, there's a lot of moving parts. There's motors, there's heating elements, there's corkscrews, there's like hoppers. I mean, you have a collection, there's fans, like all these different things have to work together, right? And so ultimately the company has to know who you're dealing with, right? Who are we dealing with, first off. Second off, did you purchase the equipment from them? These are givens. But more so, the most important part of this is what part of the machine is not working. Because a standard claim of, hey, my machine's not working, I need help to fix it. Well, that's like going into Google or ChatGPT and saying, hey, type me an email reply, like, what frame is this through? Like, what is the information, right? The company's gonna have so many questions to ask, such as, is it the blower? Is it the heater? Is the hopper corkscrew in the top moving? Is there granules in it? When did it occur? What was the pattern? Did it work before and it doesn't work now? Was it sporadic? Is this a consistent thing? I mean, so many questions come up, right? I know I just rapid fire those questions, but ultimately what I'm going to show you is the main things that you need to ultimately do to submit to the company, us or anybody else, when you have a problem with your Spark machine, right? So let's say you have a problem with your Spark machine. That's probably why you're watching this video in the first place. The best thing to do right off the bat is take the camera and you want the Spark machine to be heated up already. Turn it on, whatever channel activates the heating part of it, or that should activate the heating part of it. Make sure that that's on and it's going, right? Then you go ahead, you turn it off. Why do I say that? Because you don't want a 7 or 10 minute video, right? We want to know right off the bat if the machine has been heating or not. And so ultimately the best thing to do is turn it on, activate the channel as if it would be heating, and then let it ride for about 5 or 10 minutes, maybe 15. Way too long, but you get the point. If it's not heating at all, you're gonna know if it's heating. You're gonna be able to feel the machine, and is the air blowing out hot? Is it not, right? Like, what is going on inside the machine? If it's one of these machines, obviously, is inside, is it warm at all? Okay, some of the machines, it's gonna be harder to tell than others, right? You got Sparkulars, iSpark effects, there's many other brands that are out there, but ultimately, the machine itself is either gonna be hot or cold. The blower is either gonna be working or not. The heating element is either gonna be working or not. Machine hot or cold. The hopper in the top is either going to be working or not. It might be a collection of these problems. It might be an individual problem, or it might be one of the circuit boards that's not working, right? These are generally the problems that happen with these machines. Some of the other problems are, is it a power issue? Right? Is the machine just not turning on? Well, that's easy to know. You plug it in the 2 or 3 different outlets in different buildings on different circuit breakers, and you're able to tell if the machine turns on or not. That should be easy, but I'm just stating it here for clarity. The second thing is it receiving DMX, right? You always want to test 2 to 3 controllers, 2 to 3 cords. Make sure you have a redundancy, right? Why? Because I will tell you, in the times that us as a company have received complaints from customers that, hey, we have 5 Spark machines that aren't working, they're all damaged. 9 times out of 10, probably 9.8 times out of 10, if there was such thing, that is going to be an issue that resides outside the Spark machine itself. Not all 5 of those machines or multiple machines are going to have the same issue, right? It's probably an outside factor. Now, if there was a power surge and it blew all the power on all of them for whatever reason, well, yes, that would be a true statement. But if it's one machine that has a certain issue or 2, it's likely that it could be internal to the machine, whether operational or one of the circuit boards or whether a manufacturer defect. I'm not completely ruling that out. But the normalcy of all of this is going to be the more machines that the problem happens with at the same time, the more likely that it is that it's an outside factor controlling the issue of the machines. DMX, power, the wrong granules put in all of them, whatever the case may be, right? So diving into this, you got a problem with your machine, you want to go ahead and you want to enlist a company that will help solve the problem or order you parts or direct you to a certain area that will tell you how to fix machines. By the way, we have videos on our channel that show you how to fix the machines. These ones, other ones, even if you don't have these models, all the machines are relatively the same. So even if you don't have that same model, you could still open the machine. And as long as you have the wherewithal of knowing what the heating element is, where it's at, what the hopper is, where that's at, what the other elements are within it, it's pretty self-explanatory. I get it, this might be challenging for some. I'm not making any claims on how smart you should be or not, but I would assume that you have to be smart enough to operate these and not cause a fire, right? I mean, that's what we want to make sure on this channel. Everything has to be safe. So with this said, you have a problem with the machine, you want to make sure that you get a video of the machine working. Now I mentioned earlier, turn it on, see if it heats, right? Why? Because even though you're going to be redoing that again on the video, because every company, from what I know, or the company should require you to send in a video in advance so that they can diagnose you, at least we do. I always mention other companies because I want to be fair, but with us, you have to send a video in first. Why? Because we could automatically just charge you a bench fee of a couple $100 and say, hey, we'll fix your equipment. And we know that it's ultimately going to be an operational problem that you have clogged granules. And then you're going to spend a couple $100, you're going to pay for shipping, send us the equipment. We're literally going to clean it out, open it, turn the hopper inside where the heating element is, unclog those granules, and then boom, that's it. I mean, we would do more than that on the service. We would actually clean the entire heating element, so on and so forth. But why would we do all that for 30 minutes of work when we have videos online that can show you how to do that at your place? Some people don't want to do that, but the people that are on a budget or that don't want to spend the money or that don't want the time of the shipping and the service and all that other stuff, well, you have the tools at your disposal to make this work. And we want to be fair. We don't want to tell you like, oh, you have to send this in, it could be all these problems, when realistically, we're just unclogging the heating element. We'd be ripping customers off if we did that, and that's not what we're here to do. So I want to bring this video to you to show you exactly what it could be, amongst other videos on this channel, and so that you have the understanding that, hey, is it this, is it this, is it this? It's only going to be a couple of the main components. So I've talked enough, let's dive into this. You have the video. You want to shoot one single video showing the controller, the cord hooked up to the machine, you power the machine on, the video of that, the video of the controller going on, and then when the machine turns on, a video of what the panel says on the machine, right? I would turn the DMX controller on first, have all the cords hooked up before that, make sure you show in the video that the same cord is hooked up. Why? It negates, you want to show somebody like they're there in person and they can see, oh, that cord is actually the same cord plugged into this machine. This controller is actually on, right? This controller is actually going to be controlling this machine because this machine is on 001. So that means that it's position one that, of the sliders that's going to control that. Or ideally, we would recommend this because any other controllers, you start getting into a possible problem with the controller itself. Then we want to see the lights, okay? Heat light, that's on. So this machine should be heating. This is the ready light, which shows that it's ready. This is the blue light blinking. That means DMX is received. So this is what I'm saying. Turn the video on. Make sure you get all of this connected. Ultimately, you show that the machine is hooked up. The machine is on. The machine is receiving DMX. Every machine shows you that it's receiving DMX some way or another, whether it's on the panel or it's somewhere else on the machine, like an indicator light or whatever it may be. You have to show that in the video. Then a little bit of granules on the top. Before the video, I should have said you empty this hopper out at the top and only have a little bit of granules in it. Why? Because of two things. One, when you fire it, we want to see if it actually fires and if there's actual granules coming out at all, even if there's little trickles of them, whether they're coming out or whether they're not. Secondly, inside the machine, and we'll do a close-up here, there is a little corkscrew in the hole where the granules go. That corkscrew screws, and the video has to show when you activate the controller that that corkscrew is moving, right? So what we would do is we would have a video, show the controller being turned on, show the cords, turn the machine on, have the video actually showing the machine start up. What are the indicator lights? What channel is it on? Like, you have to show the person as if they are there in person seeing this happen. And then you want to activate the machine, okay? Now, I'm doing this quickly because we have things above here and I don't want to shoot sparks at the bottom of the cardboard. That's not, it's not safe. We want to make sure we're safe in the video. However, if I do this, I know that I have enough information in the video so far. What I did not put in the video yet was I fired it once, okay? I'm indicating that the fan's blowing here. When I fire it, I want to indicate, is the fan actually blowing out from where the sparks come out, right? There's a blower in there. The sparks actually are pushed out of the heating element, and there's a blower that just blows them up. One of those is probably going to work, the other one's not. So we need to know which one's working and which one's not. I know you can't feel heat on a video, but if you can articulate that verbally on the video where you say, hey, you know, the machine is kind of blowing out cold air, but, you know, it's a little bit hot. Like, these machines really don't get hot anymore. The older machines used to get really hot. Some of them, they will get hot. This one, it's pretty self-contained. So just by feeling it, I can feel warmer air coming out of this. Not completely different from the outside environment. So I don't know for sure if it's heating or not. Well, I actually do because I saw sparks shooting out of it, right? So that's telling me that clearly it's heating enough to shoot the sparks. Plus the temperature lit up on here when it was heating up, and that's what we want to see on the video. How long does it take to heat up? Where's that temperature going? Is it even heating up? Other ones, they'll show you a status bar, whether it's ready or not. We have to see all of that, right? Then we want to see inside. So you fire it once or twice, right? Okay, so only a couple of sparks. Key point here, my hand was over this. I felt warm air coming out of that. That's an indicator that the heating element works. That's why you only put a little bit of spark granules in here. You want to empty that hopper out, and you just want to put, like, if you just grab your fingers and picked up a couple, like two or three of those finger pinch amount of granules in the hopper, because then you'll get just a little bit of sparks like that, right? If nothing comes out, something's wrong in the machine. Either that top hopper is not working, and we'll know that because when you activate it and you put the camera over the intake where you put the granules, and a light's in there, and we could see whether that corkscrew is moving or not. We'll know if that corkscrew is moving. If it's not moving, that's your problem. If it is moving, well, there's a hopper that those granules fall into. That hopper is probably clogged, or the heating element's clogged, right? Because that would indicate two things. That would indicate, let me back up. If you activate it and warm air is coming out, most likely the heater is actually working, but the hopper above the heater actually has granules clogged in it, and it's not allowing them to go into the heater. You're only getting a couple come out like that because that hopper's clogged. I'm only getting a couple come out like this on this demo just for demonstration purposes because the hopper only has a few granules in it, right? But if you're not getting sparks, and that's why you've contacted us or you're watching this video, that's the problem there. Now, if you activate it, no sparks come out and no hot air comes out of here when you blow it, then it's probably a heater problem. I doubt that it's gonna be a heater and a hopper problem, right? Or the funnel, where the sparks, where the granules go. If you watch the other videos, this will make sense. Hopper at the top, the granules go in that, it corkscrews over to a funnel. That funnel tends to get clogged. That funnel drops the granules down into the heater, another corkscrew heating element, heats it up, pushes it out, and a blower blows it up. Very simplistic way, that's how this works. So with that said, that's kind of how you self-diagnose what's going on with the machine. Not all the time, but 9 times out of 10, that's what's gonna be the problem. So no heat, that means you probably have a heater problem. If there's heat, when you activate it and the blower works, now we know the blower works, we know that the heater works, right? So now there's probably a clog in that funnel, especially if you've already self-diagnosed that it heats, that it blows out of here, it blows air, so the blower is actually working because it's likely in other instances where the blower doesn't work and the granules just fall into the machine. And if you've gotten a video at the top or you've looked, we need it on a video, but you can self-diagnose that in here, where the granules go, that corkscrew is actually screwing the granules in. Well, if the 3 of those items work, the funnel's probably the culprit that has the problem, right? That's what's making it not work. So we need to know all of this in a video. We need to see it in a video, and we need you to articulate this to us because then we can know how to diagnose it, right? If there's an issue with the machine, if there's an issue with that particular piece, we've had machines that have had hopper problems, right? The corkscrew doesn't spin all the way through. Maybe 1 or 2 machines in the history of selling machines. Very rare problem. Heating element going bad, more of a common problem, right? A lot of that has to do with 2 things. One, when the machine's used a lot and ultimately the heater goes bad. But the majority of them is actually when the operation does not clear out the granules every time and they get caked up on the heating element, caked up. It heats and then it cools, heats, cools, and every layer, it's like ice, like water building up on ice. The more water that hits it, the more layers you have on it. This is the same thing with the granules. And eventually that heater just stops heating, the corkscrew stops spinning, or you have a multitude of problems inside, it becomes problematic all around. You want a machine that works? This is how you get the quickest response from these companies. If you are proactive with this, you send this information in, the response is gonna be much faster. It'll almost be able to be self-diagnosed over the phone. I don't want to speak for every company, but there's only a limited number of problems here, right? It's either going to be the heater, the blower, the corkscrews, 1 or 2, the funnel clogged, or one of the boards, the main board, another board, a power board. It's one of these connectors, a power issue, or transformer inside, or DMX issue. I mean, it's like one of like 10 possible issues, 3 of those being on the higher end of the spectrum of the most common. That's it. So now you know how to self-diagnose this. When you have a video to send in, we require a video. I would advise taking a video. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think of this. Every machine is a little bit different how it works with the startup and the actual LCD. But the functionality, it's all the same. If you like the video, subscribe. We have other videos on this channel. See you on the next one.